What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we'll be doing the introduction to complex number, specifically rectangular form. So before we start though, I just like to say thank you very much guys for watching, subscribing to the channel and commenting as well. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share and like these videos to your friends. All right guys, so complex numbers, it's actually a set of numbers and it has two forms. One of the forms is polar form, which is what we're going to do videos later on it, and then the other form is the rectangular form, which is the one that we're going to focus on this video. Now the rectangular form consists of two sets of numbers. One of the number is the real number and the other is gonna be imaginary number. This is actually the notation of the rectangular form complex numbers. So just in case you're not so sure about imaginary numbers, I've already made a video explaining imaginary numbers and also some few videos solving some of the problems on imaginary numbers. So you can go to the description, watch those videos to get an intro, and also the icon will pop up on the top right there. Click on that icon, you can able to watch those videos. All right guys, so for example, let's say you write a real number and then you write imaginary numbers like this. So like I said, this here is a notation of the rectangular form for complex numbers. So these two here represent the real part of this complex number, and the negative 3i represent the imaginary number of the complex numbers. So sometimes these complex numbers can be represented by z. Let's just call this one z or 1, right? So when it's like this, it's still complex numbers, just that we use z most of the time to represent this, because sometimes we might ask you to find the conjugate of this complex number here. In order to notice whether we want the conjugate, we do something like this guys. We see bar and then we see z1. When you see a bar like that under then you see z1 under the bar, basically means that find the conjugate of z1. So the conjugate, if you still remember guys, it consists of the same term but different signs. So the conjugate of that one is going to be 2 plus 3i. So when it comes to conjugates with complex numbers in a rectangular form, we only change the sign in the middle. As you can see, the original has negative and its conjugate has positive, but only change the sign of the imaginary number. It's easier that way. So let me make another example to show how we actually change the conjugate. So let's say we have z2 this time around, and then let's say this time around we have minus 3 plus I. So this is another complex number which we call it z2. So its conjugate obviously is going to be represented by the bar there and then z2. Then the real number doesn't change the sign, but its imaginary number changes the sign. So this here guys, it's also the conjugate of z2. Pay attention guys, we only change the sign of the imaginary number. All right, so sometimes we can even ask you, for example, let's say we have z3 and then z3, maybe it is 3 plus, let's say 4i, and then we say to you, what is the conjugate of this? So when you see something like this, just know that you need to find the conjugate of this, which is very simple. It's going to be 3 minus 4i. So guys, just remember guys, when you see the bar on top of z, just know it's the conjugate. And then when there's no bar like this, just know this is just a original complex number. So the reason why I am showing you the complex numbers in a rectangular with its conjugate is because we're gonna use lots of these conjugates to simplify. So you need to understand how to make the conjugate, especially when we divide the complex numbers, because when you do some division we're gonna use a lot of conjugate. So here's something that you need to know about the rectangular form. So the rectangular form, guys, you can able to add, you can able to subtract, you can able to multiply and divide with the rectangular form, other than the other form, but we're going to talk about that form later. So on the next video I will be doing some addition and subtraction, so make sure that you tune in to the channel, click the bell notification so that you don't miss that video. I hope this helps you guys to understand the rectangular form, because this is only based on the rectangular form. So guys, if it so happen that you understood this video, make sure that you like the video, share the video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much guys for watching. Till next time, cheers.